So when it comes into these great segments, I would like to emphasize more about something that myself really do want to talk about with you. So talking about traveling, for instance, I'm very sure now this is the season where everyone wants to go out and want to travel, but so many things that we keep in mind that we always overpack. And let me tell you this, we've been discussing this when it comes into our gatherings here together, talking about what to add, what not to add, what to keep, what to pack, and so many, of course, great memories that we did actually manage to present. So having that said, one of the things that I would like to advise you all, just to relax, enjoy the moment that you're actually going to travel to a new country, and of course explore new things. It's always great to take a risk. It's always great to just enjoy and maybe take photos, but not to, let's say, post them all the time, and just enjoy the moment. With that being said, let's see some great segments and of course some great recaps of such great topics that we discussed, and then we'll be back. So when it comes into going outside and having friends and gatherings, and so I'm one of the person who always either come really early or really late. And when I'm late, there's always an excuse, even if I didn't prepare myself for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how, but they always say, like one of my friends, like when they say that you have an alibi in your pocket, mine is in the tip of my tongue. It's like it's just waiting for it to pop. But one of the things, let's say, that I always catch into it when I'm late is that I was waiting for the sweet that I was ordering for you guys because I know that you like it. So this is one of the tricks that I actually managed to do, is always grab with me something, and tell them that I was late because of it.
That is so smart. And I never even thought about it, to be fair. I tend to stick it to my family. I always say I have a family emergency. And I hope my family are okay, because sometimes, and I'm so scared that one day it might manifest in my family, they actually go through something, God forbid. But because of the amount of times I said it, I swear I said it to my boss, I said it to my friends, I said it to everyone that I know. I'm like, I got family emergency. But now that I'm married, I'm gonna say that it's like my husband's fault. I always blame. I was like, my mom, she asked me,
blame the husband.
I swear. My mom, she's like, why are you late? I'm like, I was making him dinner. Why are you late? I was like, he needs to, like, he just came from work. I have to sit down with him. And he's not even like home. But I'd be lying so much. I can't, what can I do? It's me, I'm the problem. I have issues with time management. And I think of the time completely wrong. Yes, like for me, if you said we're meeting at 5, I would get ready at 4:45 thinking I would leave the house at 5. That's how my math, like, it's messed up, but
the math is just not mathing. Sometimes you think that you're actually getting ready at the right time, but it turns out to be that time is running this quick while you're getting ready. And sometimes I just sit there procrastinating like an hour prior to like what I'm gonna be wearing, and by the time I'm gonna be getting ready, there's a lot of outfits that I should be changing into because I think this one looks good.
Exactly.
And then it turns out that it just doesn't fit, it just doesn't match, and the makeup is just not working, everything's just not working, and I'm like, oh my God. And I turn out to be like an hour or an hour and a half late, more than I usually do, and it's crazy.
Yeah, at this point, I think people just know who you are as a person. Like, if even at this point, I genuinely think my family know that I'm gonna be late. Everyone that, like, even my workplace, they know that I'm late. Everyone knows. I feel like they're more understanding to the truth. So now I think people should start lying to me about the time. So instead of you saying come at 5, just lie to me, be like, come at 6, or like come at 4, and I will show up at 5, and it's actually at 5. You know what I mean? Just lie to me about the time. I won't be mad at you, and like everyone is happy.
Yeah. And what I believe when you just said that people are expecting you, like people know you now, that you're late, and so to me, I don't believe in that, because I think that people always have more of a, let's say, restart button, that you know what, this is the time, and she's gonna come, and then they'll be hanging and waiting, and she'll be late, and then it's all over again. You know, like I believe that this is the kind of, let's say, thing that people forget about in a way. To me, I believe that in so, because I feel like there's a lot of things that happens to our memory that we have lots of things to keep in mind. So I wouldn't keep in mind and stick to the point that Fawzia is always late, therefore I'm going to remember. It's gonna be something I'm gonna remember at the time that I reach. It's like, oh, you know what? Sometimes you get late.
Yeah. But the thing is, it depends on the situation.
Right.
So if I'm most of the time late, and the whole, like, the event that I'm going to, they expect me to be late, it's fine. But if people are in a rush or there's something expected, no matter how well they know you, they will stop fighting you because why you're disrespecting their time? You know what I mean? So right here, I can't get away with it, to be fair. Yeah.
Definitely. I think what you're talking about, seriously, when it comes down to being in a rush, specifically at a certain time that I have to be there, or the fact that I actually sometimes get to cancel things just because they tell me to be there right on time. And I don't like when people tell me what time I should be there unless it's prior to work. So if it's anything else, I'm like, you know what, you can wait longer than that, because I don't know, because I'm not gonna be the bride. There's nothing important. If it's that important, then maybe I can be there. But if it's not that important as much, then I'm allowed to be as much as late as I could.
Absolutely. How about we're allowed to go for like a quick break and we'll be right back.
So since we're talking about fashion and we're still talking about, let's say, what to wear, not what to wear outside, one of the things that people keep in mind and think about is wearing long sleeves, let's say shirts or blouses, and going outside. A lot of people would consider that, is it something that we're used to, or is it something that's trendy in a way? So how do you feel about that topic?
I don't think it's a part of a trend. I think it's more so of a preference for me, because sometimes you feel like wearing long sleeves. Some days you feel like wearing, depending on the occasion, depending on the timing, depending on, like, for let's say, some people just can't wear, like, you know, the shorter sleeves.
Right.
It depends on a certain occasion. So for me, I actually don't mind wearing long sleeves. I honestly love long sleeves, and it depends on the type of a fabric that I'm going with. Because there are certain occasions that I would go formal, then I would love to wear something that's long, depending on where I'm going to. But I think it's much of a preference thing, not something that's trending. I think it's always been there.
Yeah. You know what I've noticed? I have a friend who doesn't wear hijab, but she's very modest regarding her clothing. She's very picky. But what I've noticed is whenever she's wearing like a longer sleeve, she tends to look a bit slightly classier for some reason. I don't know why. Because I think it's like mostly shirts. She wears shirts, you know what I mean? And all kind of shirts, and I love it so much. But also she's picky with the fabric, because especially in the sun, you're talking about that, she's fair skinned. So she can't wear longer sleeve because she knows the minute she goes outside, she's burning automatically, even if she's wearing sunblock on her skin. But she used that to manipulate the fabrics. She goes straight for cotton or linen or anything that would help her, you know, look at it. She looks amazing. At the end of the day, the way she uses the fabric, incredible. Even the dresses, usually it's like longer dresses. Not because of anything, it's because of it to help her protect her leg. But it's also, for her, she's just comfortable because she do believe that the fabric does make her feel a bit more cooler. You know what I mean? For me, again, I'm forced to wear long sleeve, which I'm happy about. And I do get picky with the fabrics. I think one of the things that people have more awareness now, that they tend to protect their skin in the summer. So it's more of an awareness than a trend. That's what that's what I understand. I don't think people will be like, let's go for like this year, let's go for like long sleeve now.
Yeah, this makes
sense. It's a preference. But I think why not? If that's what you want, go for it.
And I think the ones that are really into the trends, or the ones that are really trendy, is when it comes into blazers. Like recently there are, let's say, half sleeve blazers, and then there's the long sleeve blazers. And they weren't really a vibe back in the days. I think it was 2 years ago where it started to become more of a trend. Wearing them and having them. So I think that kind of, let's say, type of clothes is becoming a trend. But since ages, we all know that long sleeves was
disrespectful to the blazer itself.
The blazer,
Yes. What do you mean a short sleeve blazer? You can wear a vest. I get a vest. But a short sleeve blazer is insane to me.
Though it does exist, though.
A short one?
I have one. And we recorded
Am I disrespecting you?
And I recorded one wearing it here.
No.
You know what I don't like? The oversized, the overly oversized blazers.
I like those.
No, they're very overly sized. You get what I'm saying? Some people it just doesn't work. It just doesn't
get
work.
lost in it.
They get lost in it and they still do it.
And
some people it works on them.
It's so true.
Some people it works on them. Like if I'd see you in it, I can understand it. Like I'd understand. Certain people it works with.
Again, I would look like a chipmunk. Honestly, I don't look cute, and I tried it though. I tried it because I thought it would work. It didn't work. I swear, and that's why I need someone who's a fashion guru to come and talk to me, because I don't understand. But a short sleeve is a bit, sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be open to it. I'm gonna be open to it. I'll
Sometimes it works.
I would be against it if someone was wearing a short, let's say, sleeve blazer and then another, let's say, long sleeve underneath.
No, that's
We're
sad.
gonna be annoyed.
That's sad.
Yeah, this is where we're gonna be annoyed. But yeah, yet again, even when it comes into long sleeves, like there's also a trend that happened to it that it's more of, let's say, cut in a way.
Yeah.
That it's more open on certain, let's say, edges in a way when it comes into wearing them. So I think these are the ones that are really, let's say, trendy in a way. People are getting into it, and sometimes it's this long sleeve that has a different, let's say, fabric to it. Like you can open it, and then there is another fabric color, and then you can re-close it with the button.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
These are the ones
It
that
just
get
never
some
worked
traction.
out with me. Never
You know
did.
what's so crazy about the whole thing? Let's just go for a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone to the lounge. As you know now, this is a space where me and my friends actually gather together on a beautiful lounge that we actually start to discuss so many things that we like in our life and so many things that we have in common, conflicts, and much more. In today's episode, this is more of a recap to recall all of these great segments and of course information that we discussed together. So when it comes into trash bags, a lot of people, like especially if we're talking about, let's say, the size and everything. To me, I'm the worst person who buys a trash bag because I always, never ever, let's say, thought that there are different sizes, different kind of, let's say, usage for a certain, let's say, trash bag. But then I realized with life that they're not only with different size, but also now with different scents.
No way.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Insane.
I had no idea.
Trust me when I tell you, like, I purchase everything that's yellow with lemon.
Of course.
Because I always have this sense that if it's that kind of sense of, you know, you smell lemon, that means everything is clean and neat. And so, and trust me, you feel the sense, like when the scent itself, when you open the bag itself and then you start to, you know, get ready towards
shake it off, ready to put it in.
You really feel the smell, and it's not something, let's say, psychological, but it is really there.
Actually scented, and that is incredible because I do suffer. I hate trash bags, and not for the sake of like because it's trash bag, but it's more of if you have a bigger one, you know it's gonna stay in the house for a couple of days, so you know it's gonna smell. Especially if you have fresh food, it's gonna smell. There's so like this, and the scent is everywhere in the room. And I really get grossed out. And for me, I'm like, what is the solution? So for me, I would spray the kitchen from time to time. And it doesn't really work. It would stay there for like maybe 10 minutes. But I never knew there's scented ones. And because you just told me, I need to buy me some because this is genius.
I'm curious to know where they actually find that. Like, where do you actually find?
Everywhere in the supermarket.
Do they have big ones?
What kind of scents actually are there?
Like I remember it's I'm not really sure about the size, you know, like I know that there's a certain size for the scented ones, but for the big ones, this is something like I never thought about, you know, like I use them when it comes into, let's say, office place, and even when it comes into, you know, in areas like we're sitting in a salon or something, like there's a certain, you know, trash bag that you have. So I have that, but yeah, there is actually for a big size.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
And if there isn't like a big one, can we use like anything that is scented? We throw it in the trash bag for it to smell good, even though you're throwing things in the trash bag.
No.
I just wonder
I tried
what
to get
kind of
creative.
smells do they have besides
Yeah, she
the
said
lemon?
There's lemon, and I remember there is strawberry.
I was
thinking of strawberry.
And also lavender.
I
because
swear,
there
I
are
was
purple
wrong.
bags. There are lavender scents.
I'd
No
love
way,
me
'cause
some
I was-
lavender.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like lavender strawberry, and I can't believe you put because I was trying to be
I was
funny.
thinking strawberry.
Yeah,
That's
there is,
weird.
and it's really good. Let me tell you.
It's helpful.
But you know what? Like when you're throwing things in the bag itself, let's say in the basket, the thing that you keep in mind is that it's not, let's say, it doesn't give that smell, to be accurate, you know, like the ones that we actually smell during let's say the time we go to the kitchen. And so no, like it does loosen that kind of smell in a way, you know, and gives you that kind of sense there's something clean and new. Yeah,
I love that, and it would save so much energy regarding me worrying about the trash smelling bad.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand how I just genuinely, I don't understand how things work, because you need to change the trash, right? I don't even know how many times you need to change it, like the kitchen one, the big one.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times you need to change it.
I think
in a
every
day,
day. For me, I think every day.
But if it's a huge one,
I cannot stand the smell.
it's the smell that bothers me so
can't.
much. So there is a sense of,
Let me tell you this. I have to tell you about the trick, because a lot of since we're talking, we're hearing about a lot of, let's say, bad smell and so what happens is, especially, let me tell you about my own experience. We have a home in Germany, and when it comes into let's say trash in Germany, there are certain rules, like food should be in a different bag, objects should be in a different bag, and so once you avoid throwing food inside the trash bag itself and keep it in a different bag, this is when you stop smelling that kind of
that's
scent.
very smart.
Yes,
that's very nice.
So what we do at home is we toss the food in a different kind of bag, and it immediately go every day outside the house. But when it comes into the whole trash bin being there at home, we tend to throw papers, objects, whatever you want to throw. But any kind of, let's say, food objects, you just toss them in a different kind of bag. Let's say, talking about the scent bag. And once you, let's say, close it and just toss it out every day, if you have, let's say, a certain food that you're tossing that they're not, let's say, good to distribute to anyone who needs it, then that's a way to save that kind of situation 100%. And not have a bad smell. So having that said, I'm very sure you're really curious to know more about, let's say, going to the supermarket and
absolutely to get some.
So how about we take this quick break? So when it comes into sleeping, it's very secure to people to always stick to their certain side that they like. And it's very difficult to stay on the side, and especially, let's say, being single all your life and then suddenly you're married and you're facing another person, because you could have this conflict. I love this side, no, I want this side, and things go on and on. And moving from being, let's say, married towards having kids, it's gonna grow more difficult as a result of time. But since we're talking about this secret, let's say, moment, because it's the time where you want to go to bed, and you want to feel relaxed, and you want to just go towards your own comfort zone. How important is always sticking towards your favorite bedside?
It's very important, and I don't care what people got to say, because it is incredibly important. And the reason why you will see yourself not sleeping well if you slept on the other side, and that happened to me. I prefer the right side. If I'm sleeping alone, then I'm right in the middle. I find myself on the right side sometimes, and sometimes I find myself on the left side. I don't really care. It's my bed, and I'm happy with it because I'm right in the middle. But if I'm like with my husband now, I kind of had a hard time because I slept on the right side and I thought that was my right side. That's my favorite. I couldn't sleep for a whole week. And I was, girl, I tried to find solutions. I was mad at everyone. I couldn't go to work because of that. And I was grumpy, and I was blaming the mattress as well. And I said, I'm gonna change the mattress, and I changed the pillows as well. Because I swear. And then until he decided, he's like, do you want to sleep on that side? And he's like, but it's closer to the door. Are you comfortable with it? I was like,
what a lucky day.
I swear. And I was like, no, I don't think it doesn't make any sense, and I don't care. But I changed it. I was like, let me try it today. Oh, I was sleeping like a baby. I was having a good time. I was like, it wasn't the mattress, it was me. I'm the problem again. For all of my issues in life, I'm usually the problem. And I was like, it was just the side, and it was the left side, and it's my favorite side, and I would never change it for the world.
That is very interesting. I mean, from my side, I feel like I'm more of a flexible person when it comes down to sleeping, whether on the right side or the left side. But because, you know, I'm single, I tend to often sleep on the right side, whether I'm going to different homes or like sleeping in a hotel room. I definitely choose the right side for my case. But I don't think I'm the type that like to over exaggerate when it comes to sleeping on different sides. I would still sleep, but it comes down to actually sleeping where. That's the question.
Okay. Yeah. Well, to me, I'm a left side person. Most of the time I sleep on my back. I don't go to sides, but if I'm going towards the side, it's always a left side. But I don't really get bothered if I sleep, let's say, slept on the left side or on the right side. I am going to sleep on my left side, no matter what. So if you're a person who's going to, let's say, travel with me, be there with me, if you want to lay in bed and speak to each other, facing each other, then you have to sacrifice the place, because I'm not gonna sleep on my right side and face you still. So I'm gonna always be there on the left. I'll be talking to you from my back, you know, like sleeping.
How does that work?
That's it. Like I can't change it. Like I can't, let's say, I can't lay on the right side, though they say it's the most, let's say, unhealthy way of sleeping on your left, because this is where the heart is, and you're giving all the pressure and things like that. Well, that's what I've heard, but in the end, it's the most important thing. The most important thing is you, how comfortable you are, and
So
not
true.
only the sides. It's like, even when I sleep, it's not by, let's say, closing your hands, or let's say just sleeping like I have to hold my cheeks. So I'm like sleeping on my left side, and I'm holding my cheeks this way.
That is so cute, though. You look like a little hamster.
Yeah, it's
No,
cute.
girl, my sleep is not like that. I gotta be a star in my sleep, so I gotta spread my arms.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to stick your feet out, your leg out sometimes for it to be cold, to
Sometimes
cool
it's
your
too
body
hot.
down. Yeah, and sometimes I have
I
to
don't
choke
move.
someone. I literally choke.
I don't move. Like if I like if I slept on the side, if I slept on the side, I never move.
Really?
Like that's it.
I move a lot.
No,
Same.
I
used to walk as well.
I stay.
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was a good day.
Now I'm scared.
No, why?
Why would you walk?
Oh, I think it's inherited. My dad used to walk, and my grandfather used to make fun of. Yeah, I do. And I used to walk around. I would hold conversations. My siblings would.
Does that happen to you when you're stressed, or just happen normally?
No, it's just it happened normally.
Because to me, it happens when I'm stressed. Like
No
my mom, like everyone, like they would know that I'm going through a stress is because I don't only sleepwalk, but I also answer phone calls, and there's no one on the phone call.
She's
I'd
efficient.
be like holding the phone, and I think that I'm speaking, but there's nothing. It's like
Sleep till the
and then
next
I
day.
close the phone, and then I go back to sleep. And the phone is not in my room; it's in a whole different area at home. But you know, we don't want to be
Answering
so
phone
weird.
calls.
And
No, we don't want to expose ourselves.
everything on TV. But how about we take this quick break? So we wear a lot of colors. We always have, let's say, our own preference when it comes into what we want to wear. But when it comes into avoiding wearing white, a lot of people would say, because I'm a clumsy person, I feel like there's a stain that's going to appear, things like that. So how do you feel about that?
One of the things that I avoid in life is wearing white or anything that's light color. And not because I'm scared of like stains, but it's more of the washing. Because I don't know why, maybe I don't know how to wash clothes. Maybe I'm the problem. Because at the end of the day, like if you wash it, if it's white, within the time, it's gonna change. The color would change.
quickly.
Yeah. And it bothers me so much. And that's the reason why I'm like, let me just stick to what I know, jeans and like black. But in the summer, it's really fun to wear lighter colors, you know? I love lighter shirts. I love, especially like trousers. I have a few, but for me, it's hard to style. That's my issue with it. It's not like about the stains, because even though you could be wearing like a lighter shirt and then you still will get stains. Even if you're wearing black, you will still have stains and heavy stains where you would see a difference between like the shades of black on your shirt.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's just like how you treat the clothes, and I'm really bad at it.
The amount of times that I actually bought like white tops is so much that I buy the same type of a shirt every time, and it gets dirty.
Yeah.
And just the color starts to shift.
Yeah.
And it changes, or I'm getting a stain that I don't even know where it came from.
Exactly.
I am clumsy when it comes down to eating, because sometimes I'll be having stains out of nowhere. How did I get it down there? Or how did I get it over here? Or how did it get all the way in the back? Like, I can't seem to understand it. So I'm the type that loves to wear white. I really do. It's just so, it feels very relaxing, and it gives me such a bright vibes when it comes down to wearing white. But I would try as much as possible to avoid it at certain times when I feel like I should be, especially when I'm going out with people. When I'm alone, like, okay, I don't mind it. But if I'm with people, then I'm like, okay, I need to avoid wearing white as much as that possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I like wearing white. Like I used to wear white back in the days. Now it's something that I hopefully gonna wear after I lose my whole weight. But speaking about white, I never ever thought there are, let's say, a quite of different kind of color and shades of white. You know, like to me, if I see something white, then it's just white. What I noticed with my cousin is like, no, this is like a lighter shade of white. Now this is a kind of a creamy white, vanilla white, things like that. Like I would mix two whites together, not noticing that there is kind of a slight difference about, let's say, wearing white. And this is where the moment I remember I start, let's say, in a way, avoiding to match whites together, you know? Like I used to match and not thinking about the difference. And I never saw it until she pointed out, like, see, it doesn't match. And I was like, oh my God, it's just a small ratio.
Exactly.
But it doesn't in a way. So having that said, speaking about that, I mean, it's a very huge topic. A lot of people would avoid it in a certain way. And with that, dear viewers, reached towards the end of today's episode, talking about such a great, and recalling actually, about such great segments that we've been discussing here, of course. And of course, don't forget to join us in a new different episode. Until that time, have a great evening.